Oh, just trying to get up this morning. Tomorrow morning, we'll be going to Wichita. Hope to see. Well, I know I should see my brothers, my siblings down there, so that'll be cool. I don't know who else I'm gonna see, but I know I'm gonna see my siblings and my aunt, our oldest family member, A Myrtle. If Herman meets when he meets A Myrtle, it's like he gonna be meeting my grandma, my mama. You got to meet them all through A Myrtle, because they all kind of look a little bit alike. Like A Myrtle now that she's older looks a little bit like grandma. Hey, Debbie, turn that light off.
All
And
those lights.
they look a little bit alike. You can see I can see mama in A Myrtle. I can see grandma in A Myrtle for sure. I can see my grandma mostly in
And
my
too.
my
I
dog.
had that one in the living room, in the kitchen. I turned this one off in the dining room.
I don't know why I just said what thing, but yeah, you can. That's why I be telling people when people come for grief, I be like, well, I mean, in my opinion, people don't really fully die unless they don't have no people that look just like them. I mean, they die, of course, in the physical sense, but their spirit is still around, and you can still sense them around. But it's kind of hard to talk to people about grief, really, because you know that's everybody's personal thing, and you can't judge it. But anyway, when you see A Mert, you're gonna see a little bit of mama, a little bit of grandma, the one who raised me, P Cola. I'll see a little bit of her and see a little bit of yeah. And then when you see Doll Baby, you're gonna see the rest. You're gonna see grandma and see mama. Ah,
Right.
yeah.
So,
And Wendy looks like mama. My child Wendy, my daughter Wendy, she
mhm.
looks like my mama. She used to look just like my mama. So
All right. So our discussion today. Oh man.
well, look, was one thing. Say thank you for the people who came out on
Yeah.
Wednesday.
That's exactly what I
Wednesday
was
is nice.
saying.
It was always fun. We was practicing for the competition, and every time you do your minute, sometimes I mean your little 3 minutes. Sometimes it reminds you about how much you're not ready, or how much more you need to
You need to
practice.
go back to training, right? For real.
Right. It reminds you like, oh, okay, I need to practice more. I need to get ready more. I need to do something. I mean, what the girl was saying with us, she said we need to make sure that we just dance first. Just like be simple. Like first do the moves. I didn't say simple, but show the moves. So that, okay, wait till you get up. And what else she say? Oh, they accuse me of back leading again. So I I feel myself back lead. I think sometimes when you miss a move, people think you
You
back
were
lead
back then. You
because
were.
I did that one thing right there.
You was back then.
No, it
Why?
wasn't. I think when you back, sometimes people would think you back lead when you miss a move, or
No.
when the lead don't fill the space, and you feel a beat, and then you fill the space yourself because the lead don't fill the space.
You was back then.
Yeah. Well,
No, thank you.
anyway, you did better with letting people finish. Well, you did better with me when I was dancing with you.
Mhm.
You were more so letting me finish.
I was more aware. And
Huh?
I was making that more aware to myself. Now,
Yeah.
I like to say again, excuse me, I am starting late today. And I would just like to say thank you for everybody that came out last night. It was a nice experience. What we did first, we started off, Butterfly was teaching some basic steps and stepping. Then we went into some competition phases where she was where I was playing the competition music and people were dancing. And then we went back into some training. Everybody, their little groups got together. The youth and two steps group, the swing out group, all the groups got together and did a little help one, teach one. I don't know.
Each one teach one. Each one teach one.
Each one teach one. So they gave their feedback, and then we all danced. And a little bit later, we came back. Next, starting on Wednesday, we're gonna dance starting at 7:00 p.m. sharp. It's free entry. We ask to get a drink, get water, soda, whatever. Just get a drink.
Right. One drink. We're gonna try to start having people get one drink, at least one drink, because you gotta support the bar when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they let us come up there, because they want us to support the bar.
Right.
So we need y'all to support the bar, buy at least one drink.
Absolutely.
If you don't drink alcohol, it could be a soda. It could be a
I'll drink
like
I'll
a
drink
mix,
fruit punch.
like
They make the best fruit punch.
like a nice fruit punch or something like that.
Yeah.
I was trying to get people drunk last night.
No, I was supporting the bar.
The
So I don't drink at all. I felt like she put something in my name, fruit punch. But it felt like.
Yeah, because you started acting like you was drunk on the floor.
For real.
And you was leaving. You talking about, I feel like she put me something in my fruit punch.
She didn't. But so let's talk about some of the stuff we have coming up. Let's go into some of that in one moment. Let me get on Facebook. Get on my page. I'm there. I'm not there.
But that move right there, that only one that I said, like the back lean, that's a good chance to let a person do something right there. Like, let me dip, let me do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
When you got me right there, or do it. But kind of like don't just use that as opportunity. You gotta find some opportunities to do something more than just,
Right.
Because then they said you did the same thing twice. So you got to make sure you only do,
Well, we're not pointing fingers.
No, we're not pointing fingers. We talking about me too. Like that. I'm just saying that's the time.
We're just trying to figure stuff out what we're gonna do. That's all.
Right. No, I was just saying. That's all we're talking about.
Right.
See how defensive he is?
I said that is exactly what we're there to do.
It ain't no pointing fingers. That's how defensive he is.
I said that is exactly what we're there to do. It's practice.
But I'm just telling you that. That's something that's an opportunity.
Nothing's wrong.
See, look how defensive he is.
Nothing's wrong.
I ain't saying nothing was wrong.
It's okay. That's what we're there to do.
I wasn't saying nothing was wrong. I was just telling him it's an opportunity.
I promise we'll get together.
You won't even practice.
Okay, we're gonna get together.
Oh, you won't even practice. You think you can just jump up there and competition?
Everybody, you see this? I said everything's okay, and she said you won't even practice.
I'm just only then.
I'm the one that
only when we out.
Man, it's okay. We're gonna be fine.
You're that. We ain't gonna be fine because we ain't ready.
Next topic.
Look how he do. That's how he do. Because he's so defensive.
Next topic.
You can't tell him nothing about a dance or what he doing or anything without him getting.
We have the legendary dancing over 50 years. He started dancing in 1965. Bill Perkins will be here in June to do a workshop around my birthday. This is Bill Perkins. He is from Chicago. Lives in Chicago. His wife is DJ Lady V. They're coming out on DJ that night, and he's gonna do slow bop, and he's also going to do walking. I was on the phone with him yesterday. It's incredible. He was playing some oldies. They were oldies but goodies. I mean, it was some of the original walking music and stepping music that he was playing. I was like, man, it took me way back, like I was back with my grandparents. I was like, oh man, for real, that's good stuff though. So we're gonna have him out June 14th. $10 in advance, $15 at the door, like we always do. Now, our
this is a person that I'm trying to send me a friend request. That page is full. Go ahead.
Now, it's going to be an excellent workshop. and I'm not putting this with the world's largest because this is some stuff that you want to learn, and then if you can fit in to your dance, then fit it into your dance. But just come out, learn, record. He's coming out of retirement to come here. And then he's going back into retirement. So if you can get some of this stuff and it improves your dance and it makes it look and you think it works for you and it will help you, I would say use it. But I'm not doing it on the same day so we won't mess up your dance. You know, we're having Snoop. Now that's what I'm saying. That's the next thing that we're doing right here. Let me introduce you to our workshop. We have Chicago Style Stepping, and the person going to teach this workshop is the master instructor, Snoopy King. He's teaching a workshop. That's including your week pass. I do have the hotel. I'm gonna put that up later. We have Sheila Watkins. The get down is real. She brings out the freestylers. So if you don't know get down and you want to learn to get down, Sheila Watkins is the original get down queen, and she's going to be here to show you.
They originated it. And my husband is the one who that developed it. The get down.
Right.
They start doing it or whatever.
Now, last but not least, our boy Chop. His workshop is not included in our weekend pass. He is charged. I don't know what his fees are. He got them posted, but he will be at a workshop as well. Dr. Butterfly, she took his class. He teaches. Man, his class is massive. Bless you, honey. Yeah. His class is massive online. I mean, I was going to take the class, but I am just too busy. I'm not able to take it. I didn't do it. Yeah. So but I urge men, women, everybody get in that brother's class just as well as Snoop and the Get Down woman, which is Sheila Watkins. It's going to be
my coffee. No, go ahead. That was like stuff in my coffee, but it was probably just the stuff that wasn't, you know.
I could have been oatmeal because I was stirring the same spoon.
What?
I stirred the same spoon. It could have been oatmeal, baby. It's
probably was.
Oatmeal. Sorry. We're going. Now, but yeah, what we're going to touch on today is a bit of what we touched on yesterday.
Defensiveness. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead. Why is Herman so defensive? But go ahead. I'll just mess around. Go ahead.
See, when we don't get it in 1 or 2 days, it's what happens.
Nah, but you defensive all the time though. That's so who you are. Anyway, put it down. Put the whatever you shouldn't say. I would just throw that in there.
Maybe put that later tonight.
So that is a question. Why is Herman so defensive?
Okay. So we talked about going through your partner's phone. That was one. In a relationship, if you feel anything like, okay, this person's cheating on me, you could be walking out, stepping out, that is an unsafe place. It's not a safe space. So fellas, if your woman is feeling like that, hey, that's your fault. You need to change that.
But not all the time, because I have people, at least 2 people divorcing right now because people kept accusing them of cheating and they wasn't cheating. They wasn't cheating. They weren't thinking about cheating. They weren't interested in cheating. Some people just paranoid from like they past or because other people cheated on them or because they just don't trust nobody. They got trust issues or whatever. So they can keep accusing you to the point where you keep trying to make them feel safe. You keep trying to, everywhere you go, getting more attention, to the point where you're uncomfortable. Everywhere you go, you're uncomfortable because your partner always accuses you of somebody trying to talk to you or someone who was looking at you or you were doing something wrong. And you can get to the point where you're uncomfortable everywhere.
Right.
One of my clients, the partner would just be going around when they get around their friends, tripping all the time, thinking all the friends is want him and all this kind of stuff. And so people stopped being friends with him. And he cared about his friendships. So he was breaking up for that reason. I mean, I got at least 3 people right now breaking up for that reason, for jealousy. So some of it can, because so some of it can be real. Somebody can really be cheating, but also sometimes you could just be a paranoid person. And then you be coming up with evidence that sound like evidence, but it don't be no real evidence.
Right.
You know, you in your head, well, they was doing this is that. And when you tell somebody else the story, it sounds real because you have fabricated it.
So much in your head that
right.
You can tell authentic, and a lot of people will do that as well. Tell some sort of authentic version of something where they will think it's real, and then you're listening to it, and I put the same scenario on another individual.
Well, you agree with it when they tell you the story because you.
Well, not necessarily because I kind of listen.
Right, because like somebody might tell you, "Hey, man, you know, I came close to her, and she, you know, she always puts her phone up when I come close to her." But it could be because the person went through their phone several times and they always find something wrong and there's nothing there. And so then, they might just say, "I'm not even letting you go through my phone," because every time you go through my phone, you end up finding something. Or a person could always be going through somebody's people's phone or something like that. And some people got other people talking to them. They daughters might, like if you got kids.
Right.
If I'm looking through your phone, your son might say something to you that's private. You may not want people looking, and then I may say something. If I see your son, I may let it off that I know it when I was never supposed to know it.
Right.
Then that created a problem with you and your son. So you may not want me. I may search through all the messages when I get your phone. So then when you tell the story, you tell people, well, she always runs in the bed. Whenever she goes, she take her phone. Yeah, I take my phone because people don't know the whole
you don't do that. You don't do that.
Right, but I'm saying people don't. People don't know the whole story. What I'm saying.
I'm sorry. Hold on, everybody.
Sometimes people agree with stuff because they don't know the whole story. But people tell their own narrative of the story. The way they tell it, it sounds like it makes sense. But if you knew the whole story, you would know that there's a reason for somebody doing that. Well, this person blocks my phone, blocks my calls. Yeah, because you called 20 times back to back.
Well, I had a family member trying to, to themselves, they made this believable scenario. Like, I left my stuff at somebody's house for a month and they want me to come get it. Yes, because they probably need that space for something else. Well, this person is a terrible person. No, because I probably would put your stuff out a long time ago. So that's not, they are actually working with you because I just throw the shit out and be like, I'm giving this shit out. Like, who wants this stuff? I'll go on eBay and like, hey, anybody wants this shit? Because I need to throw it away. If you don't come get it, it's just gonna be gone. So that's how I would probably handle a situation like that. So the person who was harboring your stuff and keeping your stuff, they're not a bad person. They just need to get you to get your stuff out of their house, out of the location. So, and then somebody will call somebody and be like, hey, they're just terrible people. They want me to do this. That's not a terrible person. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I didn't know how that had to pertain to what we were talking about.
Because we talking about how people can fabricate stories.
Right, but that's not a fabricated story. That's
in their mind, but in their mind, that is
right. In their mind, they thought it was wrong.
Right, correct.
They didn't fabricate it, but I'm talking about how people tell a story, but from their own point of view.
Right.
But they're not telling the truth. But they're telling the truth that they have made up in their head. Like they'll say people was talking when I came in there, they were all talking, and then once I came in, they got quiet. Right. That's their own. They're telling a story with their own narrative. But the truth is, people didn't get quiet when they came in, but they're telling it. What if you talking? They telling you that, like they're trying to get advice from you, and they come to you and they saying, "What if you about their jealous stuff?" Well, what if you come in every time you come in the room, they be quiet, and so you might say, "Well, that dude seems kind of suspicious," but the truth is, ain't nobody getting quiet when they come in the room. People weren't even talking before they came in there. So all I'm saying is when they tell them the story, they go into people asking for advice. But when they asking for advice, they're putting stuff in there that didn't happen. Well, every time I come around, she jump on me and she she be all in my face. She be all in his face, or she be all in my husband's face, or she
A
one day
fabricated story or something like that.
right.
Yeah.
She told him, you know, she calls him every time she needs something, whatever. They just coming up with all kind of scenarios that, every time we come to the club, she asks him to dance first. Like, that don't mean that she like him. Okay,
Right.
well, but they didn't came up with that. I can prove that they messing around. The way I'm proving that they messing around, all these scenarios. Sometimes you may agree when they tell you a story, but the story don't even be true. She don't even always ask him to dance when he come in.
Right.
She been dancing all night before she come in. So it's just that's why, like, even as a therapist, I got to be able to read through stories.
All right. Well, let me take the more.
So that's all I was saying, is that sometimes they're not telling the truth,
Right, absolutely.
They tell the truth from their point of view.
Yep.
But that's not really what's happening. That's why I used to tell you, I say, I got to deal with real life narratives and your made up narratives.
I did have some made up narratives.
Yeah. Oh, this person said this person is talking about me, this person think this about me.
I did have some of that.
I have to try to decipher between the truth and what people's telling me. And a lot of times I can, because I've seen enough and heard. I haven't seen enough and heard enough.
All right, so let's go to some viewer comments.
You can't trick me.
Hey, Twin. Good morning. I've seen you had a great show on last night. I tuned into it a little bit. I did tune into it. I watched a lot of it when I was on the way home from our place that we do on Wednesday. So yeah, I did watch a lot of it. Good stuff. His show is called The Best Live Ever. Hey, let's bring you in proudly, and let's talk about some of the what was
You said you was talking about something. What was you talking about?
No, the topic that we're on right now. As far as going through phones, unsafe spaces.
Oh, that's what you said. If somebody
unsafe spaces in your relationship.
Right. And so what he said is that if you feel jealous, if you feel like something is going on, that's an unsafe space. And he told the fellas that they need to fix it if they woman feel unsafe. But I said there's two sides to that story. Sometimes you are trying to do everything to make that person feel safe, but because they just like that, that's just kind of person they is, and they're real jealous. Sometimes you can't do it. There's nothing you can do about it, and it's very frustrating. And I have several clients going through that right now. Their partner is so jealous, and they try to make them feel comfortable, but they still feel uncomfortable because, like, some people just feel uncomfortable in their own skin. Some people just insecure. They feel like, I'm not good enough. You gotta want somebody else. Why would you want me? Some people feel like if you had an ex, they was a second choice. Well, I was just your second choice. If you could go back to that person, you would. People have some crazy stuff in their head. Sometimes you can't fix it for them. They need to go and do it. Like I'll be telling people, I said, reassurance. You give yourself reassurance. Your partner can give you, they can tell you, like, you're cute, I love you, I want you. They can affirm you, but they can't really fix a reassuring problem. They can't fix the self-esteem problem within you. That's the you problem. So that's not, all I was saying is that's not always true. Sometimes people can't make people feel comfortable.
Okay, well, I would still put it back on the man.
Okay. But what if it's the woman?
Even if it's the woman, I'm bringing it back to the man.
Okay.
The reason I would do that is because us men, we need to understand how our woman is. Treat your woman very nice, like you treat your grandmother. Now, we had several situations come up, and I had to navigate them so softly. So you need to, first off, you need to figure out how can you get your woman back to a safe space with you, and that's not easy. I'm not gonna even lie and say just snap your fingers and get them right back there to that safe space. But you got to figure it out. You have to.
What if you didn't take them from the safe space? But go ahead.
You said, what if you didn't take them from?
And what if you didn't ever do nothing?
Right. You still got to figure out how to get them in their safe space with you. You have been out of your safe space for a long time. For a long time. But when you're with me, you're in a safe space. Do you feel safe with me?
Sometimes I'm safe with you. I'm safe with you when it come down to like worried about another woman. I don't be worried about that, but there be other stuff. When you trying to when I got a suggestion, but you be trying to make like you the boss of everything. Uh that type of thing. And you always think I'm here to protect you, and I'm like, that don't feel like protection. That just feel like you trying to make every decision about everything. But I know that's because you're anxious.
Right. So again,
yeah, if I feel safe in general, yeah. I mean, because I don't be worried about like there can be many pieces.
Sometimes she'll be like, I'm going to do this, and I'm like, oh no.
Like what?
And then so
example.
I'm gonna buy everybody plane tickets.
I didn't say that.
But no, she didn't say that.
Well, that's how
some people it may have been like, oh, she's going to get us
right. But that's a case of him being in my business about the part that I'm doing instead of him focusing on 20 things he got going on, which he drops the ball on sometimes. Instead of saying, let her do that because you're not even letting me because you're not in charge of everything.
Right.
Right. But let her do what she's doing over there. She got good ideas. She's not in debt because he's worried about all kinds of stuff. Well, you might get us in debt, but I'm not in debt. First of all, I ain't got myself in debt. I ain't never overextended myself. Ain't nobody saying that I said nothing that I would do that I didn't do. So I gotta deal with your narratives, what might happen, but it's never happened.
Right.
Why is that?
And just like you got to deal with my might happens. Like when I came into your home, you was putting the key under the mat. The kids is ready. Well, that's what I'm saying. That didn't ever happen, but it just takes one time for that to get out.
But I got to deal with his narratives of one time. Everything can happen one time.
Right.
You can have a wreck one time when your light went off on your car. If you didn't go right to the gas thing, your tire could pop. I mean, everything can happen one time. That's what anxiety is. What if you?
But it's preventative. It's preventative.
Sometimes.
So it's always like that's why I changed a lot. As soon as I got here, I didn't know I said, babe, I got to change this lock. I don't ever want. Even if I told you, even if me and you don't even date anymore, I'm changing this lock. Any man who came in this house that ever seen that should have been the first thing they should have ever done was, hey, I don't even know you. Let me take you to Home Depot. You go buy this lock here. I'm going to put it on your door. There you go. And
anyway, some of his preventative measures, the what if this, what if that, that doesn't feel like protection. That feels like trying to
get you to think another way.
No, that's not trying to get me to think another way. That's like trying to make every decision. Like trying to be like in control of everything, which you can't control everything.
You're right.
It's kind of hard to control all the stuff you got going on.
Right. So my thing is, I was born as a protector. That's how I was raised. I was just protecting my family. I was the first. I was the only male of my mom's, and I learned at a early age I was a protector. And that's what I did from a very long age, was to be the protector.
They say they're having a hard time. That thing said it's having a hard time on Facebook.
Is that me or your page?
That's mine. Look like, I don't know. Maybe it's yours. But yeah.
Yeah, because it just dropped 4 people.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, from your page. Yeah.
Well, maybe they dropped because it's off. Maybe it's off. Maybe Facebook is off on mine. I don't know. But
let me take a look. Hold on, because I'm on your. Yeah, it is. It did go there. Yeah, you're right.
They said maybe something has happened with Facebook.
Well, mine is on. My folks stayed on. They're still on.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's just that. Some people. I mean,
you see the red stream. Go to your Facebook.
So you actually do have to just listen to people too. You know.
Right. Honey, you look at your screen where your Facebook is on the top right hand corner. Yeah, that's exclamation point, right? You see that on the top.
But if I do this, you told me don't do this because it comes out here.
No. Just right.
Oh, that's the other one. That's fine.
Right. So click on that. And what does it say? Remove?
Yeah.
Hit remove that one. Remove that one. And then you're going to go back and add it.
Okay.
So Not mine, just yours.
That's all I did.
Yeah, save.
See if it come back. Is it back? Oh, let me see.
It's working. It's back online.
Oh, okay. But
All right, sorry about that, everybody. We
so that's one.
errors with our software.
So when you tell the men to pay attention to their woman, make sure you pay attention to your woman.
I pay attention to you a lot.
Because that don't feel like protection. That just feels like I gotta have everything go my way, go the way I think it should go. And for people, that doesn't feel like you think what do you? I mean, you should know that I'm smart enough to figure stuff
Right.
out. I've been figuring things out, and so like, did you trust me to be able to figure things out? Because it's like I told you with your son, it's a thing with us parents thinking, well, I know the right way for everything.
Okay, well, matter of fact, I'm glad you brought my son up.
We got to stop not think that we know the right way for other people's lives all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to make decisions. If they don't make decisions, how are we helping them if we're trying to make all their decisions and they're not learning to make decisions?
So y'all give me a help scenario, because my son called me last night and he said his car has not been working in 3 months. And he said when they told me or went to AutoZone, they gave me a printout and they said Bank 1 and Bank 2 has a problem. Now, Bank 1 and Bank 2, that could be your spark plug, the caliper that goes on top of the spark plug, or the wire that's going from the spark plug to the whatever it goes. So I was like, okay, well, and he said it costs $250 for me to change this some kind of coil he bought. So I said, man, you better get a mechanic out and have them diagnose your problem, not just run with some printout you had 3 months ago from AutoZone. So he was like, it only costs $300. So I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. If you just want to pay that, go ahead and pay that on your own, but I'm not going to pay that. Now, y'all, I'm asking y'all, what my son is a college student, so I do understand he needs a little help. But I'm telling him to get a diagnosis from a technician that's going to fix his car before you just pay somebody and you pay for a problem that does not exist.
But this is the problem that I had with how you did that. Is that then you said, okay, he hadn't sent you them. You had told him to send you them videos, which you were supposed to help him with the video. You're supposed to be scouting him his basketball, right? With the video.
Right. So
so you put them two things together. Oh, why you want me to send you some money?
No, I did not do that. No, I did not do that because you didn't hear that conversation.
Okay, what was it?
What the conversation was, oh man, you want me to jump on this because he called me with the mechanic on the other line and I'm doing other stuff. I'm like, you want me to jump on this right now? I said, dude, when I ask you for anything, you do not give me that kind of, response. Like you're gonna I said, send me your video so I can help you out with that. He just sent me his videos yesterday when he wanted something. Dude, this is not for me. This is for you.
Right, but maybe he didn't want you to do it. But you make it like, okay, if I can't control this situation, I'm not gonna help you. And those two things with our kids, they can ask us for help, but not let them control our life.
Like you said, I was like, oh, you didn't send it to me? I wasn't even tripping. I was like, wait, cool. That's another free moment I have.
No, that didn't have it was. You wanted to do that too.
I didn't want to do it, but if he didn't do it, I mean, what I'm gonna do? I couldn't just like hold his hand and say, send me this stuff. He didn't send it to me until he wanted something.
Right.
Which to me was okay, that's fine, but you're gonna be stuck in the same predicament. You're gonna be asked for money. And if I don't help you
that's the narrative you came up with. Well, if you don't let me help you, and then later
I didn't tell him that. I just said that in my head because you told me not to say that. You said let him do it on his own.
If he wants to.
Right. So when you told me to let him do it on his own, what I did, I just went ahead and let him decide on what he wanted
to do. But you like, well, if you don't let me do if you want me to do this, you got to do this thing like I want you to do it. If you need me to help you over here. And those two things shouldn't be that, or if I don't let you do this and then you're not going to help me here. It should be that, I mean, if my kid asks me for help, I'm going to help them just because I really don't want my kids going around asking everybody for help because
Right.
I feel like they should be able to come to me or somebody close in the family. First of all, that, and then because I can allot so much help to them, especially if they just a young college student. I know they're going to need help, but that don't mean that if they ask me something about something else, they gotta let me do it. Okay, because
Well,
I
my
could
thing is,
control that.
I'm
Now
not-
I'm not going to do
But
this.
I'm not going to
You
pay.
put all that together.
My thing is, I'm not going to pay for a mistake. So he wants to pay for a car part, and he bought the part, and we can take it back to AutoZone. Praise to God, thank you, Jesus. So I'm not about to pay for a guess $300, and then you come back to me.
Right,
It
right.
wasn't
That
that.
makes sense.
Right, and it's not that. So can you pay for this other thing I'm thinking it is? Absolutely not. I'm not about to do that.
Right. No, that made sense. I was just saying the part that you put the two pieces, you put the two things together. If you don't let me,
Well, I wanted to let them know, like, look, this is the important role that you put me in your life. When I ask you to do something, you just put me on the back burner. Okay, I'm gonna do that to you.
well,
So
maybe he didn't want you to do that though.
no. What I'm saying is, anything. If I ask him to do anything, he put me on the back burner. I can say, hey, you coming down here? I'm the last person he gonna come see. I'm the last person he gonna do this with.
Is
But-
that really true? See these narratives? Is that really true? I mean, he's a young man trying to grow up, trying to go to college, trying to figure out life. Is it really true that he puts you on the back burner? Who does he put on the front burner?
I don't know.
Well, you could, if you on the back burner, that means somebody above you. Who does he put above you other than himself?
His mother.
Are you sure about that? Just because he want to go there every now and then, do you know he put his mother before? This is the narrative that when I say these narratives that people make up that don't necessarily be true. I mean, how can you prove that he put his mother before you? Just because he lived with you all them years, he finally got a chance to
From
spend some time with his
0
mother,
to 19 years of age, I raised
and he
his
took
kid.
advantage of it. Does that really mean that he put his mother before you, or that he needed a mother all them years? Because
Okay.
everybody wants that mother, and so when she finally had some time for him, or she gave him some time, he was just so happy and took advantage of it. Does that really mean he put her before you?
Okay, right.
I was gonna say that's the narrative that people build. That when they tell the story, it sounds reasonable, but you gotta. That's why I have to be digging into the stories to make sure it's true, because they built this narrative that I'm always on the back burner. So you're reacting to I'm always on the back burner. Now, should he come help you quicker than he do when you ask him for help? I would say sometime, but he do show up, because when you need help down there and you asked him, he did come. He don't come the minute you say, but he
Exactly. That's exactly what I
But he
said.
came.
I'm not
But
going
you
to
don't
do
come the minute
it the
nobody
minute you
say.
call me, and I'm gonna drop everything to build.
But do you do that to somebody the minute they say?
Hell yeah.
Me, yeah, you do that. You do it for me, but I'm not sure you jump the minute he say.
I would.
But you have other things going on too. But you have other things going on too. You gotta be at the club when he needs you. You don't just walk out that minute and go.
I did before.
All I'm saying is the narrative of he puts me on the back burner. I'm not sure that that's a true statement. Does he have a life? Is he trying to grow up? He trying to figure out life. He trying to figure out, a girlfriend, how he wants to build his life, how he wants to be a man, how he wants to become a family, his own stresses, his own worries, his own fears. Yes, he does. But that doesn't mean he puts you on the back burner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So these narratives that people build, it's what they live with. It's how they move through life. But that don't mean that the narrative is true. Because one of our people, I could tell them, okay, the voice of depression. I'm not saying that that's what yours. But you always got to know it. Some people will feel like in a relationship we talk about. They'll always feel like I'm never a priority. Sometimes that's true. My partner never puts me first. Sometimes that's true, and sometimes that's the voice of depression.
Right.
I always got to make sure this don't happen. Like I got to always prevent stuff. Sometimes that's the voice of anxiety. People need to know it. There's a voice of depression that's very common. I'm not a priority. Nobody really cares about me. Nobody hears me. Nobody listens to me. Anxiety. My conversation is not important. I don't have anything good to bring to the table. What if this happened? What if that happened? I got to do all these preventative measures. A lot of times that's anxiety. Grief, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I should have did it this way. Should have did it that way. Stuck in sorrow and wishful thinking. backwards thinking back in the past, well, this happened and this should have never happened to me. If they would have provided me, if my parents would have paid attention more, maybe I wouldn't have had babies early, all this and that. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, going backwards. That's the voice of grief.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes it's good to know these voices so that when you blame it on another person, you can realize, no, that may not be what they're doing. That's how I normally feel. Like people putting me on the back burner. And so is he really putting me on the back burner? Or is that a common place that I live? And so you kind of got to go. Most time the answer is somewhere in between there. It doesn't mean that you're totally wrong,
right,
and that you don't trust your feelings. But you got to think that all thoughts are not facts. Some thoughts are just to keep your brain busy. They're not always facts. And so just because you think something, sometimes you got to test it with, okay, is this really true? Because I don't think that thing is true. He put you on the back burner. I don't think that's true. He did get to our wedding.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for Barack for getting our wedding. I mean, he made you important that time when it was something important to you.
Okay.
When you used to call him over to the house to help you, he would come. He would come right away, but he did come. So I don't see it.
On his time.
On his time, but everybody do everything on their time.
Right, right. But he want me to do stuff on his time too.
Well, he do because he's panicking and he needs his car, and you his daddy. But who else? I don't want my kids to come to me. And so, sometimes we just need to help out without, okay, well, I don't need to control. I can help out without controlling your life.
Well, I can help out when it makes sense though too, like get a diagnosis ran before you.
Right, but you can say that made sense, but don't put it with, okay, you didn't give me, don't put it with you puts me on the back burner.
Right.
Don't put it with you because he don't. It's a false narrative. And the second thing, don't put it with, oh, you didn't send me the stuff for your scout. You didn't want me to do the scout, but now you want me to do this. He cannot let you, just because he don't let you control every part of his life, does not mean you don't need to help him.
Right.
And really, that's less struggle on you because look at all the stuff you got going on. That's why I say, reason why I be on you like that is because that's how you get real stressed out. It's because you want to control this, you want to control that, you want to control this, and you don't have the time to control all those things. You don't have time to scout him the way you wish you could. You could scout him, you have some time, but you got a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
But maybe you, if anything, help him. You might help him find a scout. Well, he knows some, but whatever. I don't know. But the thing is, he wants to be independent. There's nothing wrong with him as a young man wanting to make his decisions, wanting to figure out his life. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm pretty sure you was a strong-willed young man.
I had no choice but to be one.
Right, and that's why you want to give it to him too, because he does have a choice. But a lot of times these kids won't take these bones we throw them. Because look how I'm trying to hire Destiny, but she treat me like she don't really got to be at this job that would pay her more than what the white man is paying her. He probably would pay her whatever minimum wage is, whatever that is. What's minimum wage?
No idea.
Probably 7 something or 8 something an hour. But I told her I'm gonna pay her $9 an hour, and then she wants to pick and choose whether she wants to go or not. Is she still here? Or is she in the room? Or is she gone?
She wanted that early this morning.
Oh, okay. She left. But anyway, yeah. So
she was gone before I got up.
But sometimes they don't take all the bones that we throw them. That don't mean I'm gonna say, well, I ain't gonna do nothing for you. But I might say when she be asking me all these time to get all this expensive hair she want, no, I got work for you to do for it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, just because they don't let us run something, doesn't mean that we don't need to do things. Those two things don't have nothing to do with each other. She's a kid, so even then, if she's like, okay, I want her to be in that program. I want her to be in that program so I don't have to pay out all that money because she may not be able to get the scholarships that she needs.
Right.
Okay. I mean, she may not be able to get financial aid. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm trying to make sure she get a scholarship. So I can be like, okay, you get the scholarship, and if you don't get that scholarship, if you don't finish that program, which I told her to do that dual credit program. But if you don't do that dual credit program, and then you think I'm gonna pay for 4 years of college, and I'm just not doing it. I'm not gonna make no big, long, drawn out argument and not do nothing else for her because she won't do it. I'm only paying for 2 years of college. So you better come out of there with that associate because that's free. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, still, all I'm saying is the more you try to control people, the more stressed out you be.
I get that.
When you learn how to just like, okay, they want to do that for themselves. Okay, I asked them, I told them I can scout them. I told him to send me the video. Whatever reason he haven't sent me the video, he must not want me to do it. And that's okay.
Right.
You need to be okay with no. That's what you're not okay with.
Yeah.
No, you're not okay with it. No,
Tell me
you're
no
not.
night Sometimes.
I don't be telling you no. You just study, you go and be out until 1 o'clock in the morning, want to drag people to San Antonio, flying one day, flying home, going to a party.
Oh, that's
going
me
to-
flying people.
All I'm saying is going to a party every single day, and then you wonder why people tired. Right. And you be tired. He be talking about somebody telling him no when he get into bed and pass out in 30 seconds
Oh Lord.
and be snoring and talking in your sleep.
Who
Who be really tired? You be sleep before me. Right. But the point is false narratives. When people tell you something and they're asking you for advice, a lot of times that's not the whole story. But not only that, when you yourself tell yourself a story, a lot of times that's not really the story. That's just false narratives that you have built.
So she's an active services person. So you see what I did? I took this necklace off and I was trying to fix it so I can keep her from going too hard on the brother, and that did keep her from going too hard on the brother. That's why I say, brothers, it is your fault. You should know what to do when in that time. Because I kept her from going too hard on me because I'm over here fixing a necklace. And she's like, oh.
Right, but not only that,
So
watch who you choose. But go ahead. Go ahead.
now, we're about to get out of here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and do our skit rundown one more time. Our use of prelims is July 31st through August 2nd. August 1st will be the prelim main event. We have a pre-party on that Friday, 7 to 1. Then on Saturday, we have a line dance party. We have 3 workshops. First workshop is going to be, well, I'm not sure what order they're going in, but it's going to be Snoopy King, the person over the world's largest this year. Then it's going to go into who is Sheila Watkins. She's the Get Down Queen. The Get Down is real. And then we got my homie Chop. He's going to be there as well, doing these workshops. Then we go into Artie and Athena. They are the line dance people that they're gonna do the line dance party, host the line dance party. Then we have the Stepping Collectives. After that, the Stepping Collectives is gonna host the evening party. Well, not the evening party, but the day party, which is gonna be from 2 to 5. We're gonna have an intermission, and then we're gonna meet back up, and then we're gonna go into the world's largest, which is gonna be hi. I'm DJing. DBJ is DJing. So,
Ebony D. DJ Ebony D.
Ebony D, my bad. Yeah, for sure. He's gonna DJ. Then the Sunday brunch, we're gonna have the prelim doing that Saturday night. Then the next day, Sunday brunch, we're gonna have something for everybody in Houston. We're gonna have a grab bag, all dance styles the day after that.
And it's gonna be short. We're gonna have 30-minute grab bags. So don't think it's gonna stop you from partying that day, because it's not.
It'll be 30 minutes. It'll be 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, the every Wednesday we are doing something new. Playing the game. Come watch the game. Everybody come bring your own food. They got drink specials. We'll have music. We are practicing for these competitions that's coming up. You got the soiree. You got the event in Baton Rouge. You have the ISDC. And then last but not least, maybe.
Did you sign up for the soiree? Or do we gotta sign up? But go ahead, sorry.
Last but not least, maybe one of the most important ones is ours. Chicago, world's largest. Use some prelims, and then you have the world's largest in all the other states, and then the main one, which is going to be in Chicago. So that's what we're practicing for. We're training for that. Come on out and get your training in, get these cobwebs off. We finding a lot out about, hey, I got to start doing some stuff on my feet, because I need to improve on that balance there. Dr. Butterfly, she got some improvements that she needs to make as well. So we are going to make those corrections before our time next week at the soiree. We will be there, full effect, dancing with the Black and Bling. We'll be there. So with that saying, do you have anything?
Oh yeah, that thing is coming up quick. We was gonna go to Wichita, then we thinking about going to Chicago, but then that's coming up quick. So we got to come back home. We could go to Wichita, then go to Chicago. We got to be back home Sunday. We want to go to the Two Steppers party, and we need to be back home because
Okay, well, if we just gonna
we
go,
just go one day. We'll go to Wichita Friday.
Yeah.
We'll go to Chicago. We'll leave Wichita, go to Chicago Saturday morning. Go out in Chicago Saturday night, and then we'll come back to Houston for Sunday. Go to the Two Steppers party. That's a lot of stuff. This go to the Two Steppers party, and then we'll chill out, and then go to Black and Bling. We'll go Friday. We won't go
we
Thursday.
can come Monday morning. But however that's gonna work. We come Monday morning before you start work.
Huh?
We come back Monday morning before you start work.
No, Sunday. I want to be here for work.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a full book.
All right, cool.
Well, yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
All right, so
Oh!
like we're gonna do something like that.
That's a lot.
So all right, cool. So
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
So anyway, let's go ahead and pray out. Lord Jesus, thank you so much for gathering us here. Thank you so much for having the viewers watch us on an everyday basis. I love them. Lord, you are the greatest. Nothing can happen without you, Lord. You are everything, and everything is you, Lord. Everything is you. I love you so much, Lord. You're the greatest of the greats, the best of the best, the largest of the large. Lord Jesus, Father, I just want to say thank you, and I love you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Okay, I gotta get to my
Lord
clients.
God. Amen. Love
Amen.
y'all. Peace
Amen.
out. See y'all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Again. Let me see.